Hey there nation, welcome to the show. We help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander CheapSkate, and now it's time for another edition of Hobby Side Videos, Riding the Lightning. As you can see, this is a series that is dedicated to the building of and painting of our Stormcast Eternals Army for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Last time we took a look at this army, we talked about the main infantry components. We looked at these 10 Liberators, these 5 Judicators with shock bows, these 5 Paladin Retributors, as well as 3 Prosecutors. So it's been a while since we did the videos. Go ahead and talk about what we did next. We've added 2 more additional miniatures to our army. We have our Lord Celestant on a Dracoth. This is the Vandis Hammerheld, I think is the name of the guy's name. He's the character that comes in the Age of Sigmar starter box. As you can see here, we just finished that guy up as well. As you can see, we also done a little bit of modding on this miniature. Well, we took off the reins because we didn't like the way the reins looked crossing over to his hand because you couldn't get the look right. Same thing with the little band on the back of his hammer. We chopped those off because we didn't think they looked really good at all, so we just kind of got rid of it. And then we painted this guy up with the Celestial Vindicators color scheme. We went for kind of like a darker blue for the general because it looked kind of cool. It really popped with that gold as well as that purple cape and that magenta colored headdress that he has on for his helmet. We have the Dracoth, of course, that we painted up with the kind of a dark blue color as well to kind of match the general. We then used turquoise for the armor as well to make him pop a little bit more as well. And then of course we have the base that we've painted up and everything. So as you can see, we kind of rotate around a little bit. This miniature was actually a lot of fun to paint. It was actually a lot easier to paint than we thought it was going to be. What we decided to do to make sure to do that painting is that we assembled the Dracoth first and then kept the rider off and kept them as 2 separate pieces and then painted them differently and then glued them on at the end before we continued on with the rest of the process for finishing off the miniature. So it came out really cool, and as you can see, it looks really good against the backdrop of this army. This figure kind of matches the army, but at the same time there's enough differences to really make him stand out, make him pop. So we've added that for army as well. The second miniature that we painted as well was our Lord Relictor for this army as well. This is also came with the starter set as well. So with these miniatures all painted, that is the first 1,000 point for this Age of Sigmar Stormcast Eternals Army. If you notice as well, the Lord Relictor looks a little bit different as well. A miniature originally came with all these spikes that were on the back of his helmet and also on his shoulder pads as well. You know, it looked kind of hokey to us. Same thing with all these little documents that were hanging off his body. He had like a cloak that made up of documents, and while it does look kind of cool, I suppose, I thought it looked hokey. So because I just kind of did a little bit of alterations to it and chopped those off to make it a little bit more streamlined looking. I think by doing that makes him look more aggressive, more sleeked out, which is kind of a cool thing. We left a little bit of banner here on the side for his arm just to make him look like a Lord Relictor, but for the cloak though, I got rid of it. I mean, when I look at this guy, was a fighting type of Royal Elector as well. So here's a little close-up on his banner. As you can see, it was a lot of fun to paint this miniature as well. Painted this guy in kind of like a turquoise color to kind of match the infantry units as well. So he really pops as well. So we put him with the rest of the army. It looks really, really good. So very, very satisfied of how this first 1,000 points kind of turned out for my army. Now, on the painting table next, over here, we have the Greys. This is the other part of the army that we're painting up next for the next step of the army as well to kind of increase its point value. First thing we're doing, we have a knight. I believe this guy is called a Vexilor is what he's called. He's the guy that has a banner. So paint this guy up as well, make him look really cool too. As you can see, I've also a little bit of alteration for this miniature as well to make him look a little bit more streamlined. So this will be a lot of fun to paint. Same thing with this guy, the Lord Heraldor. As you can see, we took off the flag that came off his trumpet because it looked kind of cheesy and hokey. We didn't like it at all, so we just chopped that off. These 2 guys are primed up, ready to go. And then right back here, we got 3 more prosecutors. 2 of them with hammers. 2 of them with hammers and 1 with a grand hammer. So we're gonna paint those guys up next. We kept the wings off because that way we're gonna prime the wings differently and then paint them separately and then glue them together and move on. And then this is the Knight Venator, I believe he's called. This is the knight that actually has the really big longbow that, you know, shoots from the stars. And so this is the kit that I used. I used bits of this guy to make my Knight Azeroth back here as well, which I could also use as a champion for my prosecutors. So these guys are up on the next block next to get those guys painted as well. So yeah, that's good to do for this one, ladies and gentlemen, for this edition of Hobbyside for Ride the Lightning. As always, guys, check us out on Google+, Instagram, and Facebook for all the latest and greatest what we're doing for our hobby, especially for our Hobbyside videos that we're doing. And as always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. You guys' input is always appreciated. And so yeah, that's good to do for this one, you guys. Remember, we alternate every Friday with the Hobbyside videos as well as our cheap shop videos. That's good to do for this one, you guys. Keep on painting. You guys stay classy. Catch you guys on the flip side.